You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of Ring Kings Boxing World. I'm Big Q, the host. Much love to you guys. Much love, much love. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Listen up, man. Got some information here to kind of talk about. It's already been broken a couple days ago about the fact that the Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. fight is official. So this is something that Turk Al-Ashik, his money is behind to get this stuff going. And I think it's fantastic. So we're going to delve into, get the details behind it, and let you know what's going on with this. But listen, just to briefly touch on the Turk Al-Ashik thing, a lot of people kind of agree with Turk Al-Ashik. His money, he bought the ring and came into boxing just with a lot of money, a lot of oil money behind him, and kind of changing things up. As you can see, the man is obviously a supporter of boxing, not just somebody to make money off it, but somebody that really wants to see some good fights happen. I agree with Turki Al-Ashik's view in terms of the running and all this kind of stuff. I do think that some boxers kind of do the cat and mouse thing, but there's also some slickness behind knowing how to hit and not be hit. This is a part of boxing. The thought process is to hit and not be hit, not to hit and run or do like some of the stuff that we've been seeing that is so just really unappealing to boxing people across the nation. So a lot of these fights is because of his money, and I don't think a lot of these fights would ever have happened if it wasn't for him stepping in. Most certainly the Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford fight would not have been put on the table if it wasn't for him stepping. It would never have been made. But anyway, let's delve right into this one. That's Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. It's real. Brian Norman Jr. will defend that WBO welterweight title against two-division world champion Devin the Dream Haney on a date to be confirmed in November in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is the Turk saying, Turki Al-Ashik saying that. Norman Jr. is 28-0 with 22 knockouts, won his WBO interim championship with a 10-round upset KO win over Centillion back in 2024 following Terrence Crawford's move to super welterweight. Now, Norman was upgraded to full champion and has since made two successful defenses of his title. So you can see the tweet right there that it's official, and it's coming straight from Turkey. Now, Devin Haney, who's 32-0 with 15 KOs, previously held the undisputed lightweight title between 2022 and 2023 in a run that included wins over Lomachenko, George Kambosos Jr. in December of 2023. Now, Haney moved up to super lightweight and dominated against Regis Prograis. They were scheduled to rematch in October, but on the same night Haney defeated Ramirez, Garcia was upset by Rolly Romero. Haney then attempted to make a fight with the WBO super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez, but negotiations failed between the pair. And honestly, it seems like Lopez never really wanted to fight Haney. So now Haney will look to become a three-division champion against Norman Jr. later this year. The fight that organically fell into place. One thing for certain, some zero has somebody's always got to go. For Haney, this will be the most dangerous opponent by far. Norman has crushed power, and Devin Haney wouldn't be able to withstand too many of his punches. Norman Jr. is going to have to figure out how to cut the ring off from Haney and adjust to his grayed out counterpuncher. But whoever can solve each other's riddle will walk out as the champion. So with that being said, this will be an interesting fight on many levels. A lot of people thinking that Brian Norman Jr. is just going to kill Devin Haney. A lot of the last couple of fights, the Ramirez fight wasn't a really good look. The fight he had with King Rai, that wasn't a really good look. And the truth be told, Haney looked pretty good in the fight early on. Was exchanging with Garcia, and then something happened. He just kind of got lazy in his movement, and when he did that, it just set Ryan Garcia up to land that hook. And many people can't stand up to that Ryan Garcia hook, and Devin Haney got crushed by it. Got crushed by it, but ultimately the fight was thrown out like it never existed. And here comes Brian Norman Jr., a guy that got power in both punch and both fists. He's a guy that's pretty much, that's his game, is power, and he has a lot of good attributes. He crushed Sensaki, which was, to me, I could see him doing it as a money fight. I thought that was You know, I didn't agree with the fight. I thought he should have took more of a dangerous foe. But some of these guys do this. But what happens between Devin Haney and Norman Jr.? This is going to be interesting, man. No matter how you slice it, between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, is it time for Haney to get beat? Because Norman Jr. seems like a guy that is a tough fight for him, no doubt about it. We thought Regis Prograis was going to be a difficult fight for him. He kind of beat up on Regis, but Regis is kind of took the better. Not to take nothing away from the man beating, but we know that's not the Regis that we've seen early on. Regis was kind of toward the end there, but he's fighting a guy as good as Brian Norman Jr. that's going to come into this fight. And I just think this is a really difficult fight for Devin Haney. Beating Brian Norman Jr. and taking his belt, it's going to be interesting, to be quite honest with you. We're going to see how it all ends out, but y'all guys put in the comment section what y'all think about the fight between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. Who gets the victory? Do you think Devin Haney outpoints him? I don't think he knocks Brian Norman Jr. out. I think that he could outpoint him. So we'll see how that lands and what goes on right there. But, you know, and see, because Brian Norman Jr. Taking on Devin Haney, that's his toughest opponent. If you look at his victory, I think that Devin Haney will be a difficult opponent for him too. And we'll see what each one of those guys could do. I really wanted to see Brian Norman Jr. against Jaron Ennis before Boots decided to move up. That's the fight I really wanted to see. They couldn't make it out, but now we got this one right here. So this is going to be a good fight no matter how you slice it. Y'all guys put in the comments section below and let me know how you feel about this potential fight between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. Who wins? Not only tell me who wins, but also put in the comment section why they win. Let me know the round. If you get specific with me, let me know what round and how it plays out. Y'all put it in the comment section. So with that being said, I'm going to get out on that. I appreciate y'all for being in this episode of Ring King Boxing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to holler at y'all on the next slide. Much love. Peace. Blessings out.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.